Governor Kathy Hochul heading to Harlem today to announce her second in command.
State Senator Brian Benjamin, who represents Harlem, East Harlem and the Upper West Side, has been tapped to be the lieutenant governor. So here to give us some more insight into who Benjamin is and what this means for Kathy Hochul is political commentator Gerson Borrero. So Gerson, good morning to you. Thanks for coming back.
Yes, good morning.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
How you all doing? Good?
We're doing well,
Just
sir.
fine.
Thank you. So State Senator Brian Benjamin, elected back in 2017. He just had an unsuccessful run for city controller here in New York City. That's how people in the 5 boroughs may have started to hear his name. What do you think this means for Hochul picking somebody from downstate?
I'm concerned about the fact that as good as she's doing on this, the third day as governor, it's just starting the third day, that she makes such an important choice. It sort of pushed me back. I was hearing all kinds of things like we all are about the list, who's on the final list, who's the, and I'm just shocked at the fact that somehow Kathy Hochul, our new governor, which we applaud, wish her all the luck. She's going to need it. She's going to need a lot of talent, that she would make such an important choice like that, relatively like that. She gave herself 45 days from day one. We're into now, she has 42 days left. What compelled her? Who pushed her into this decision? Whoever advised her is advising her wrong. And if it was her decision, Governor Hochul, the state barely knows you. You're a newcomer practically. So I think she needed to give herself 10, 15 days before she made this important choice.
But
I'm not
Gerson,
saying about...
let me step in here. Are you saying that you don't think Senator Benjamin is up to snuff for this job?
I don't know. Do you? Does any New Yorkino know him? They don't know him in Harlem. He got 3%. He lost his district in the New York City controller's race. I don't think that's the kind of picture you want unless you're going for the optics. And I'm saying it. Is she going from the optics? Harlem? Is she going because it's a black male, young, very well educated? But the state is beginning to know her. How could she make a decision like this in such a short time? I'm just concerned. Did she consider Andrew Stewart Cousin? Which, by the way, the Constitution of New York State gives her the right to be able automatically. Majority leader is the lieutenant governor because of the fact that she hasn't selected one. So I don't know what the big rush is. I mean, in Harlem, they barely know her, but they barely know Senator Benjamin too. Go out there and ask people. They
Yes,
said Benjamin
some had said that Andrea Stewart Cousins in the political circles didn't want the job. So that may be why she wasn't considered. But there were others that were on the list. Ruben Diaz Jr., of course, the Bronx Borough president at the time, well known within the 5 boroughs as well. But let's take a look at Brian Benjamin as a person right now, right? Because he's spent a few years in the state Senate. What do you know about him, and what are you hearing in the political circles?
Well, the problem is that already heard Campaign Finance Board supposedly is looking into, not investigating, they don't investigate. They're taking a look at his last campaign findings. So I assume that Kathy Hochul had him vetted. I don't know how long she's been looking at him, who was on the list of finalists, who got vetted, if Andrew Stewart Cousins declined, if she didn't want it. You mentioned Rubencito Diaz, but what about, did she consider Congresswoman Nidia Velazquez? Did she consider Congresswoman Yvette Clark from Brooklyn? Oh, so I see that I'm a little concerned here. On the positive, Senator Benjamin doesn't come out of any political machine. He doesn't come out of the Brooklyn machine, which is the powerhouse now in black politics. He also doesn't come out of the Bronx machine, led by Carl Hastie, or even in Manhattan. So it's a refreshing way to see that she didn't pick necessarily, for those that are accusing her of having a black person with a ticket on her, to be able to prevent the eventual, who knows, who's going to compete, including Tish James. So I think that in that sense, it's an unfair shot at Kathy Hochul. Senator Benjamin, quite frankly, I don't mean that to insult him. He's barely known in his own district.
Couldn't that be seen as
the New York City controller's race?
Couldn't that be seen as a positive, right? She's coming into this toxic work environment that she's trying to clean up and saying, well, I don't want a political insider. I want someone who, like me, is going to start fresh here within this office. Oh, I think he froze.
Yeah, indeed.
What a face to freeze on. Gerson, we love you.
Gerson. Thank you, Gerson. I know you had an answer for that. I know you did.
Yeah.
We do appreciate it.
We do have him back.
Do we have him back?
Size decisions.
Gerson, I'm sorry, we lost you, Gerson. We didn't hear any of your answer there. So start over on the fact that this could be seen as a positive for somebody who is, starting fresh in the office.
Well, yes, that's welcome. But after 3,887 days of El Creepo being in charge, we really need for her to make really good decisions of a person that may wind up with a few problems. I'm not saying he has them. I'm saying that we just don't know. I hope she vetted him in a proper manner so that we don't get a surprise about some stupid things that the New York Post or Fox News or other stations that are responsible throw out there and cast a doubt about her decision-making powers. The fact is, this woman steps into history. She steps into history, but somehow even political reporters and political pundits are going to start trashing her, forgetting the situation in which she comes into. The house cleaning that she has to do in terms of getting rid of people, which is the first promise she made us, clean house of all those people named in the Attorney General's report. So
but Gerson, Benjamin's name has been touted around for over a week now, so it was kind of known that she was looking in that direction, and he is pretty outspoken when it comes to criminal justice reform, so we'll just have to see how this plays out.
He's also for limiting the budgets of police officers, which is not going to fly well in the rest of. I mean, even here in New York City, it's divisive. So this is not a person that doesn't bring some baggage. He has the credentials, highly educated, Ivy League kind of stuff. Let's see what he brings to the table. Let's wait till 1 o'clock and see what she says. And I hope she. Hey, Kathy, can you tell us who else was on the short list?
Does it matter?
I don't know if she's going to reveal that.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does,
pick.
because it goes to the fact that she's thinking. How much out of the box is she thinking? If we're talking about her thinking out of the box and actually going out of the political powerhouses of the democratic machines, and they do exist, folks, then we need to look at who she was thinking about and how did she wind up on
Gerson.
I'm looking to her political process of thinking.
Understood.
All right,
Thank you.
Gerson, thank you.
All right, 8:19.
Always lively.
He is always lively, right?